I want to ask you a question, and it's an important one. How much time have you spent in your life fantasizing? How much time have you engaged in creating a picture in your head of how you would like things to go? How much is that a part of your daily life? Where in your head you think about the day and then you think about how you want that day to go. That creates quite a bit of expectations and I would say a script at times that you're basically handing to other people and they just have a bit part in your life and they're supposed to live up to your expectations. And one of the ways that I've seen this played out, and it is baffling to me how extreme it is, and that is there's really a group of females who they fantasize about their wedding dress and their wedding day and how it's going to go. And they have all these expectations around that particular event. And then they go from that event to how life is supposed to go. And they just keep creating, getting ahead of themselves and creating expectations about how life is supposed to be lived and essentially never satisfied and quite entitled and demanding. I just haven't seen males do this the way females do. It's really a thing about being a fairy princess and living a fairy tale life. Wow. What a screenplay that can be. You get to write the script for everyone, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. Wow, 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 wow. Here we go, June 1st. A longtime member says an expectation is a premeditated resentment. I take this statement to suggest that when I have a resentment, I can look to my expectations for a probable source. Here's an example. I have a brother who is less attentive to being prompt than I am. When I make a plan with him that involves meeting at a certain time, I am cooperating in establishing conditions that encourage me to nurse a resentment. On the other hand, when I make a plan with my brother that is based on no expectation of promptness, I feel no resentment. Today's reminder: I have a right to choose my own standards of conduct, but I do not have the right or power to impose those standards on others. And here's the quote: I have accepted myself and I am beginning to accept other people the way they are each day. Now I have fewer resentments living with sobriety. So I would like to propose that having an addict in your life exposes the magnitude of the script you're writing in your own little head and trying to pass out to the people in your life. And it's wrong. And I would even go so far as to say, perhaps if it's your spouse, that that individual may have grown up with someone who didn't have boundaries and that was a script writer and had given them a little script and they've been struggling under this kind of lack of boundaries from the time they were born. And they're engaging with an addiction is just the great escape, the greatest escape they've ever known. They don't have to listen to you. They don't have to participate. They can go get their dopamine hit and so they're living in an alternate reality. And so are you. Your just approach to it is quite different. Just a thought, just a thought. Remember, we're not here we don't know what's going on inside the addict. We don't know what's going on inside of anybody unless they are willing to share the truth with us. So we're here to clean up ourselves, and the spotlight is on you. How much fantasizing you do, what kind of expectations you create in your own mind. And are those things fair? Are they valid? Are they just? Are they reasonable? Are they reasonable? Are they loving? In order to really live in this world, you can't play God. You can't create a screenplay in your own mind and hand other people roles. It's wrong. It's wrong. Just remember that addict is doing it to you. They've given you a bit part in their play, and they know how to get you to act out and fit right in that role. Remember that. Um, I pray you find a way to examine yourself, examine what you're doing inside of your own head, and choose to live in reality and not engage in fantasy. Blessings on your day.